Basically, we just took meat that was an 80-20, 85-15 blend, pure ground beef, sirloin, whatever your choice is. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to snow method those. I'm going to take my salt that's in the bowl and just snow the beef over the rack into the pan. And you want to make sure it's nice and covered just like that. Just make sure it's evenly covered. That's the reason for the pan. And then I'm just going to flip. You don't want to oversalt anything. It's just a matter of like evenly coating it. The salt kind of will dissipate as you cook the dirty dust. Next step to a dirty burger is you take your pan and you put a drop of whatever oil of your preference is. Usually we use vegetable or canola oil because it can withstand the temperatures of 385 degrees, which is what you need to have in order for the dirty to caramelize to the burger properly. So I'm just going to take the burger that I pre-salted already, and I'm going to put it in my dirty dust and just toss it around like this. Now it's completely coated. You just want to shake off any excess, and you don't want to let it sit with the dirty dust on because it starts to cure the meat. So you have to put it right in the pan instantly so it cooks and it doesn't have a chance. As you can see, it's starting to sizzle around the edges of the burger. Now it's just a matter of like feeling and knowing if you can smell it. It smells sweet, savory, almost like an Indian curry. There's like all these different flavors going on, and you want to make sure that it's okay to have some dirty fall off the burger, but you want to make sure a lot of the dirty doesn't fall off the burger at all. So I'm just going to adjust my temperature as I'm going this entire process to try to keep it around the same temperature. You don't want it to over burn the dirty on each side, and you want to make sure that it's not going to fall off when you go to flip it. So you want to make sure it's caramelized to the meat properly. I'm going to check it about now. It's been about 30 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it. You just want to be careful when you're flipping it. Usually I just send the oil to one side of the pan and then bring the oil back around it. And if you can see, if you look closely, you've got the caramelization of the dirty to the protein. It's at a pretty decent temperature right now, so I'm actually just going to let it rest for a couple minutes and adjust it a little bit. I'm going to let it rest for a couple minutes and let it start to cook the meat all the way through. And then I'm going to come back and flip it to make sure it doesn't burn. And you can flip it anywhere between like 8 to 10 times throughout this entire process. Once I do get it flipped enough and it's cooked to a medium rare or a medium temperature, usually we don't go any past medium because it will burn the dirty dust and then it just doesn't have the right flavors. So now I'm going to flip it again. And as you can see on the other side, the dirty is caramelizing to the burger quite nicely. Right now I'm probably about 350, 365 degrees for the entire process. And I'm just going to give it a stab in the center to make sure that it's almost done. Yep, I've got like 2 more minutes left, and then I'm going to be adding the honey to it. So what I have over here is I have just an extra empty pan. We're just going to dump all the excess oil from the burger into that pan, and you can still see the dirty's caramelized to the burger, and it's got that red tint to it. Now the next step to the dirty burger is I'm going to add the honey, and with the honey I just take like I usually use about a dime size to a nickel size portion on each side. I have the temperature at the same temperature as it was at before when I was caramelizing it. I'm going to flip it and add honey to the other side as well. If you can see here, all that is the honey caramelizing around the burger. It's starting to bubble up, and you can see that it's the sugars that are caramelizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it one more time. I'm going to let that side, let the honey caramelize to that side. And now it's going to go on a bun. The tops have already been pre-steamed, and the bottoms have a homemade garlic aioli sauce. It's just about the same. It's a quarter size of garlic aioli on the bottom, and the burger goes in the bottom, and then you just put the top right on top of it because the burger comes with no toppings, and there's a dirty burger. So this is the finished product of a dirty burger. As you can see, look at all the juices run down. And that's why we seam the top and leave the bottom, because it gets all the juices and absorbs it all. If you steam it, then it's already going to take in moisture and then it's just going to fall apart. So it's got a nice form. You can see the garlic aioli and all the juices running out of the burger. And I'm just going to enjoy a bite of it, so. So good. You have the garlic from the bottom, the bun on the top. The burger just explodes in flavors and juice in your mouth. I probably have a mess on my face, but everybody, this burger is worth it. You don't need cheese, you don't need lettuce, you don't need tomato, onion, or bacon, because you're just going to ruin it. Dirty.